Okay guys, February 5th, and here's my second lesson with my new coach, Andy Cheese.
10 degrees.
Oh, that's so good. Sawgrass and TGL again.
Yeah.
Like,
When you've hit it well, what ball flight have you seen? What shape?
Josh.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. It's weird. Before I was like really hooking them, and then past few days when I've been here, they've been all been going to the right. But I think that's I don't know, sometimes maybe that's a good thing, so I'm like changing my swing.
Sometimes it's just like you might just not quite find the center, and then a missed strike off center is going to start it a little bit right. So, looking down at your right thumb, I want to see that on the grip. Key pressure point, I want to see that on here, so you're going off this way, and we're losing a lot of pressure point there. There we go.
Oh, so there. Really? Okay.
That's going to feel terrible. I know that's going to feel terrible.
It does feel, okay.
But as you can probably feel, as you take this off, almost off the grip now, this can wave about a lot more. Whereas if you have this on at the top, it can hold, because these are the pressure points really. And you're taking one of those off the grip.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd like to see, that's going to feel bad, I know.
Okay.
Does it feel strange?
It feels weird.
Yeah. So I don't mind it being even just a slightly left of centre, but it definitely needs to be on the grip. Almost like your thumbprint is on the grip.
Yes.
Oh. Don't worry, I have a new grip as well. It's going to feel a bit strange.
Oh, that's just so bad.
How often? So once you got that on in practice, how often would you hit that? Would you just go through a spell of hitting it all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with shots like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing that quite often.
Like it wouldn't be just 1 in 5, it'd just be like every shot pretty much.
It's almost like once that starts, I cannot stop it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay. So let's go with the same grip. What we're going to check is the distance away. If you get into your normal setup position for me, the height of your club running up towards your hip line is key. So like how tall the grip is, basically, yeah. So that's got to, once you've got the grip, that's got to point towards, I always say, like where I'd wear a belt, like right on my hip line. And then make sure the balance is quite central on the feet. Good, hold there. Just going to roll it just at half a ball. So same setup, weight central, a little bit of space. So for you, it feels probably like you're reaching away a little. That was good.
Oh, that was good.
So the key for me is like once you get set up, okay, and in what you feel is like you correct posture, is to just allow your arms to hang, yeah? So I'd like you to just almost hang them loose, and that's how far away you need to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas obviously if you are anywhat inwards from that, you're too close to the ball, which will probably mean you're more likely to hit towards the heel. That makes sense, yeah. Let's go one more for me. Trying to get the same setup.
Okay. Oh, see that? I can't stand that.
Let's have a little look at the swing then. When we first spoke to each other, and the setup is loads better.
Really?
I'm not just going like last week. I'm going like back to the first time, like when I sent you the first video as well. And we get the backswing's working really well. Like you get into a very good position at the top. The club's in a good position. Notice the vertical line I've drawn from the heels. Your hands are on that vertical line. The recent swings I've seen from you, it was better at the top. Obviously you were shanking it a little bit, mainly from the setup and a little bit from the downswing. But at this point, just as a little reference point, through the heel, vertically, up onto there, good. Our left arm across shoulder, awesome. So right now I wouldn't change a great deal about the backswing if it was like that all the time. Or when you come down, okay, I would like you to feel like the left hand reaches the ball line.
Okay.
So you'll see balls in the center, my left hand is here, the club is still up here.
Okay.
That will then mean as you turn, we'll have a little bit more forwards lean of the shaft. Whereas if you're coming down, the hip turns a little, we don't quite get as left with the hands, that goes this way. And as you release the wrist, that kicks the club head. I'll show you from this angle. As I release the wrist from here, even neutral, kicks the club head out.
Okay.
Whereas if I kept this angle and I turned, and the hands were forwards, it would keep it in. So we're getting a little too much of I'm exaggerating that move. Just make a swing to the top for me now, please. Awesome. So you're going to be aware of just keeping that right heel or right hip back, basically. From there, we're going to try and work, as the weight works left, we're going to try and point this grip at the target and almost in line with the ball. So I should imagine you feel a lot more this way right now than, I'm exaggerating here, but you would be here and then it would start coming down this way.
Okay.
That would throw the centre of the club outwards.
Right.
Does that make sense, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's go back to the top for me. But you're almost trying to, bottom of your left hand is trying to hit my hand here. Good. So weights would be moving, hips would be turning, you're more there. Okay. Then obviously the club would release, but you'd have a slight, that's exaggerated. You'd have the hands forward slightly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So on the way down, as you move your weight, you control your hip, exaggerated feel, grip into the ball.
Okay.
You feel like that's much more forwards, where you would be wider and this way. So you're almost moving in that way more. Almost feels like you want to hit the wall. That's exaggerated because obviously you'll be turning by now.
Right.
So you're going, if you go halfway up, be aware of the ball. Good. And then you're working down that way. Obviously from there you'd be turning and you'd be delivering the club.
Okay.
But you're just dragging that handle and that left hand a little bit more left.
Okay.
So that then when you come in, the hands are more forwards.
Got it.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Should we go one more?
Okay. Well, no.
Okay.
Great. So what causes that?
That one was standing too close. If you look at, like, that's gone that way. How have you hit that? Like, if you hit this part, it's going over there.
Okay.
So you had to hit almost behind the shaft for it to go that way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's possible, obviously, the swing can affect that as well, but you were a fraction too close. So check the distance away, check the right thumb. There's actually lots of good there. I just left the face open a bit. Now we're trying, this is very likely to be the miss at the moment, is if we achieve this when the hand's more forwards, it's likely that to begin with you might leave the face open.
Okay.
So you're getting used to squaring it, whereas, I'm going to exaggerate, if you were wider and then this is coming down here, this squares it up itself from this move. Whereas if I'm here, it delays it squaring. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I still want you to obviously try and do the same, and we'll learn obviously how to square that up. Think about the timing of this, like with what we've discussed, especially from the first lesson. Obviously we had this going early, this would get stuck. The right knee would reach the ball line way before the club.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas I would almost want you to try and get the shaft in front of the knee at contact instead of knee getting there first.
Okay.
That would obviously kick that out. So that's just a feeling of timing. So as you do like a little drill, you would feel like you delay this to allow the shaft to come in forwards and then turn. So this would stay here a bit longer. Weight would move, club shaft would come down there. As long as you have the weight on that left side, and then you'd be obviously turning through from there.
Okay.
So we're trying to basically, if you go back to the top for me, please, one time. We're trying to delay this from coming forwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The weight would still shift, and that would create that space that we talked about.
Yeah.
But as soon as that hip comes more towards this way, that's where the space is reduced.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I think this is something in your golfing career that you will always be aware of.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you'll have it, hopefully you'll have it good, and but then if you don't think about it for a long time, it's probably going to creep back in.
Right.
It's actually, the club is in a great position. The hips they're not turning too much at that stage.
Okay.
But because of the setup, you can see that it's quite close. The right arm and, do you know what I mean? Like,
I can even it's so frustrating. I can literally feel it when I do it and I'm like, you know. But then when I do the drill under the wedge under the heel, and I feel that I'm not doing that, it feels so much better.
But when you've got that under your heel, The only way you're going to lose that is by coming up onto the toe, isn't it?
Right.
Like if you keep the weight in the heel, staying there, isn't it? Right. So as you go this way and that comes up, the hip is moving that way, isn't it? So essentially what I said just about going up here, keeping this hip here, that way, we'll keep that down. Then that's essentially what you feel, isn't it? That space, because this is not over there. So just trying to obviously move away from that drill a bit into full shots as well. So, but I think just finding the right feel, and that's what the drill's for, is just, this is a drill I need to do, can I get the feel from that as well? So if you get set up again for me, please. Okay. Good, hold there. Weight moves left, that stays there. That creates the space. Then we can turn.
Okay.
So I don't mind the hips turning, like I said before, but it's got to be, you got to have the space, you got to have the timing.
Okay.
This is hard, but grip, distance away, that's going to be key.
Okay.
And then we're going to work on that feeling.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to just try and keep this hip back a little bit more, coming down. Good, away from the heel. Wasn't your best strike, but away from the heel. Let's go driver. Let's go driver.
Okay guys, you know how much I love my driver. Although now I can get the driver fixed, so this actually, I've never ever had a lesson with my driver. Yeah, okay. I've never actually had someone not teach me to use it, but like help me use it.
Yeah, okay, good.
This is fine, okay.
Now. First we're going to take the head cover off.
Yeah. Right.
Are you happy with this height?
Yeah, I always assume it's
okay.
Like halfway on the face, halfway not on the face.
Yeah, I think that looks good. So just show me to begin with how you're going to stand this.
Okay, so I know left foot's off the ball. I know I tilt that way a wee bit.
Okay.
I suppose this would be my setup. Oh, that feels so far away.
I'm going to use this just a little too far forwards with the ball.
Okay.
So you'll see you can use this hole in the mat on this particular mat. From the ball, it just wants to be just inside the left heel, so I just need you to go a fraction.